What's going on, Troy?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Episode 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I like how we did the Corona handshake.
We did. I mean, I would, usually I prefer an elbow air 5,
Mm-hmm.
but lately, with stage 1 opening and all, I feel like I'm willing to have some more wiggle room myself.
I like that.
Get back to hugging eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
For now, we'll just keep it right there, knuckles.
Are you a hugger?
Oh yeah, of course. Big time hugger, man.
Yeah.
Close proximity. I like the feeling. Means I'm loved. Means I love you.
So you'd argue that you're more of a lover than a fighter.
It depends on what circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, circumstance, I guess.
Absolutely. That makes sense. On the court, lover or fighter?
I fight for what I love. That's for sure.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
I like that. That's the episode.
Okay, cut. Let's go.
No, man. I wanna actually take the intention for this one to really understand and seek why this game, why this championship had so much importance to you. And let's look back a little bit and dig into your past and understand, for those listening to this, that there was a large amount of time spent in your life where basketball was gone. It was a thing of the past, from my understanding. You fell in love, you got married, you had a kid, you started to take new responsibilities, and you pretty much, I find, from what it looks like in the outside in, realize that, you know what, basketball is just a hobby now. Guide me through just that first.
So, I guess like right after college, my like one little 6-month stint there, I guess I almost felt lost because my only purpose was basketball, and like I wasn't that smart. So, I mean, basketball was kind of going out the window. I was partying, drinking, having a good time. Met my girl at the time, and it was kind of it. Like I was bored with it. I could jump out the gym. It was fast. It was quick. I came home that summer. I'd play like here and there, like with Homid and a couple of the boys, but like that passion was like gone. And then I started to got myself in some trouble. And then I ended up going to forestry school. Like I really wanted to become a first responder. So I was like, okay, what's the fastest way? Well, I don't have my 1001s. I don't have a driver's license at the time. I'm like 19, I'm like 20 at this time. I don't have a lot of stuff going on for me. So I was working sales, working a dead end job, and I was like, okay, something happened in my life, and then I was like, shit, I gotta do something. So I went to forestry school with the focus of becoming a wildland firefighter. So I started doing that. So one summer, after another season, I ended up moving to Calgary, still doing forest fires, and in the wintertime, doing other chainsaw operated kind of jobs. And then basketball kind of was bleh. I wouldn't watch it, couldn't care. LeBron James got traded to the Miami Heat. I didn't watch one single Miami Heat game. What
made the passion die down?
I don't know. I don't really know. I try to figure that out daily. I'm like, well, where did that go? I don't know. I wish I had an answer.
Was it as though you just woke up one day and it just stopped from there, or can you recollect? Was it a combination of certain things that added to your result and no longer doing it anymore?
No, I think I was burnt out a little bit. Because all I did was hoop, man. From sun up to sundown. I remember I would get home from school, race off to the rec center, 3 o'clock, be at the rec center by 3:35, hoop to right till 11 o'clock at night. And that was it. That was my plan. Then college comes, and I'm a big man on campus, I should say, not by much, but people knew who I was, and is what it is. And then I remember cooking dinner one night, and I look at 6:30, practice was at 5:30. I didn't even I was like, okay, whatever, man. I was like, oh yeah, I missed practice. Oh well. And that's kind of I wasn't stoking the fire. It was just there. So yeah, living in Calgary, just working, man, just trying to make a better life. And then I didn't even think about playing basketball. I went I think 2 or 3 times to the rec center and just could care less. It was a weird place. I had all the access all the time, all the friends who would constantly text me, yo, come play. I was like, nah, I'm going this, I'm going there, I'm going here, I'm doing this.
So it was, in a sense, all or nothing for you. You went from hooping every single day, it consumed every single ounce of your free time, to suddenly feeling like you could care less about it. It was nothing. It was like you did not want to do it at all.
Yeah, I didn't care. It was honestly the weirdest thing, because now all I do is think about basketball.
What changed?
I think it has something to do with being a dad a little bit. You don't ever want to see your kids see you without a passion, because they may or may not have a passion, and if you don't really have one, they're not going to pursue one.
It's a great point, man. That's something that we very much so love to emulate on the second floor as well. When you are a father and then you look back on the moments of, let's say, not pursuing your passion, did it feel like that in a way where you realize, hey, basketball was my passion, but then I just suddenly gave it up?
Yes and no, because I was playing like a little bit of men's league, but it was like more like grab ass basketball. Like I was just doing it with some friends, but it wasn't as like is now, where I'm like, okay, like I gotta dribble 15 minutes every day, or 15 minutes today. I'll go for a run tomorrow. Like, I'll plan my weeks out and my workouts around my kid and everything. Where now back then it was just like, okay, cool, Saturday morning, see you boys there, and all right, like I'll probably be hungover like I always am, but I'll be there. And then like it just happened. Like, you make Team Canada, and it's just like, okay, like do you go all in or do you half-ass it? I remember like thinking about that, like, yeah, I could take it for what it is and just have some fun and do some traveling, and I think this would be kind of cool, or do I go all in and treat it like a pro? And I was like, wait, I've never been a pro in my life. I'm not really. I haven't got paid. So I was like, okay, so how does a pro treat it? So then all of a sudden I started YouTubing, and then I heard Karam on your guys' podcast, and then it just started like honing in on like Steve Sir, and then just kind of reaching out to like some other trainers who kind of gave me some free workouts and stuff. So it went from one end to the next, kind of in a blink of an eye. To say I can remember it, not really, because now I feel like I can't live without it.
Yeah, wow. In a lot of ways, you created the environment for yourself to propel your love for basketball forward.
I shouldn't say created, because it's always been there, but my perspective changed.
That shifted.
Yeah, like, like Inky Johnston says, perfection will, is oh man, screw that up. But anyways, like, perspective drives the performance. And I was half-assing it versus taking it now, where I'm like, okay, once this is over with, what are your plans for basketball? Whether it's going pro, maybe going back to college, or maybe just showing younger kids that want to be part of the deaf and hard of hearing programs that there's a place for you, and you can do something with it.
No, absolutely, being an advocate for it, right? And why I said in alignment with perspective, why I mentioned the concept behind the change in the environment is because you did create that environment for yourself. Because when you didn't like the idea of going to basketball practice at all at that time, correct me if I'm wrong, you weren't watching YouTube videos associated with basketball, were you?
Hell no. I was like watching rap videos and
Totally.
just like trying to figure out how to make caribou Lou with 151.
So exactly, right? Your whole everything shifted.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't listen to any podcasts associated with ballers. You completely had all that leave you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then it clearly was, obviously, with more time you've had, it was replaced with other things.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like you had, in a sense, like one normally might feel in this situation, an identity crisis?
Not really an identity crisis, because I'd say I was shifting more into possibly trying to get on with a fire department, police, EMS, or something, even military. But because of my hearing standards, like I've got like 37 decibel losses in both my ears. So quite a bit of hearing loss. So there goes any chance I had. So that's where I think I got lost a little bit. But then luckily enough, I'm working in a job that that likes me and stuff, and I'm pretty good at but it was just like this whole community that took me in, that created this environment for me. That's why I say I didn't create it. They created it for me, because I saw kids that just wanted to play. That's all they wanted to do when I walked in that tryout. It was insane. And like I remember like asking this kid like, hey, did you guys like when you guys is like your games, your scrimmages? And he's like, what? And I was like trying to spell a win, but I didn't know any sign. I knew very, 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 very little. Like basically like thank you was it. And I was like W-I, and then I was like N. I couldn't communicate that. And then I was like, I got pissed off at myself. And then I was like, okay, you can hoop, but can you simulate with these guys? And I was like, fuck, no, you can't. So that environment was created by them. That they lit the fire.
Wow, I see what you mean. With that in mind, what was something you felt like you needed to do? Because there was such a, how long of a time it was, when you were away from basketball before you came back to the championships?
In total, I'd say almost, if we would take, I'll even include like the 3 men's seasons I did play, almost 9 years stepped away.
9 years?
Yeah, from the age of 20. I mean, when's the last time we played together? You remember right after high school? Not very long, right? It's 2011. Yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah,
so
wow.
2019. So 8 years.
8 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So your kid brought that back.
Yeah, I'd definitely say my kid like kind of like said, hey, like you're not that cool, Dad. You're just a tree guy.
Did you ever feel like that with your own parents, with your mother or father, as far as feeling like you knew if they chased their dreams or not, and that might have equated to your level of chasing your own dream or passion?
My mom had me when she was in her teens.
Wow.
So I can see that, but like my mom is like a hustler though. She's got like she's a grinder. She's done a lot of stuff. My dad's a career military man, a total badass. Like I grew up with Captain Canuck, man. Like it was pretty cool. Like I like now like a lot of my friends and like guys my age say, oh, what did your dad do? I'm like, oh, he's in the military. He's infantry, all this badass stuff. And it's cool to have like that kind of like mentorship. You know, my mom had me at such a young age, and my dad being who he is and what he's done with his life. They got stories. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you're gonna have, your smile and your stories. So.
Mm-hmm. What's one story you can recollect that had a huge moment of really defining yourself that you know you're gonna carry forward to your own kid?
Oh man, that's a good one. To be honest, like probably getting into Gallaudet University, like barely studying for my ACT and stuff, and just like I remember like finding out I was getting in, I was like crying in the car, like just all teared up, like phoning my dad, like I got in, I'm gonna be a Bison. Couldn't go because of financial reasons, but that was a super impactful moment that I could tell my kid, like, hey, like your dad was 29 and he got into school. He passed and stuff, but like if you let your passion run your fuel, it'll get you where you need to go without you knowing it.
When you look at the game you love, what does your relationship look like with basketball, as far as if we could compare it to parenthood? Are you parenting basketball, or are you basketball's baby? What does that look like?
I would. It's like an uncle. Like it's all like I know it's always gonna be around, and those moments are gonna be special. But at the same time, I'm like willing to pass it on and keep those stories special to me. So what I mean by that is like, when you stay over at your aunt and uncles and they kind of let you do whatever, and they think you're like God's gift to the earth and whatnot, and they give you back your parents full of sugar and stuff. That's what basketball is to me, and essential of like a relationship. It's cool, it's fun, but at the same time I can put the ball down and just decompress. I mean, it's always gonna be on my mind, but it's always gonna be, I can level it.
That's awesome. I love the way you put that.
Thanks, man.
So then when you won the championships, why was that the most important win for you in your life?
Because it meant something that was bigger than myself. And I was talking to Graham literally 3 weeks after we won on the phone, and he kind of like still reminiscing about it, and he goes, "Hey, do you realize we did something no one else has ever done? Our names are going to be in a book one day." And I was still dumbfounded by that moment, because I was like, man, I don't have a ring for it. Oh, by the way, it's a Division II national championship. I got told, I looked online, and people have made sure that Canada is the Division II national champ, not just not Division I. So I'm clarifying that right now. But still, a national chip's a chip.
Totally.
Yeah, it was like in your mind, like it was just like, it was crazy. Like we won.
When you look back at this moment and you remember what, I can let you answer this in one of two ways. You remember what this championship has done for you as a person. I don't mean as like what opportunities it landed you. I just mean more so in your innate character. What does that look like? Or what does that look like in general as far as basketball? Like, what did basketball and what has it done for you as far as who you are deep down, as a person?
Honestly, the first one, I like that one better.
Yeah.
So the opportunity it's given to me is open up many doors, which we can get into later, but it's helped me create some friendships, I'd say, like that. Like those memories are so crisp, I should say. Like you know, you can hop on Messenger and stuff, and when I see the guys, it's always kind of like drop everything what you're doing and go say hi, and like, you know, just be around them too is an amazing feeling, knowing that we all have that common thing of we're all national champs and we did this together. Yes, it's a moment that's like been burned into like history that no one knows and no one talks about. No one blew me up on Instagram except for you guys. You know, it's a strange thing, because the opportunities have only, you know, led me to hooping with more, you know, with a couple of the guys that I know here. So we were getting ready for the Canada Deaf Games. We were blowing it up. I was getting posters made up through the Alberta Deaf Society and stuff. And it's also kind of like led me on a weird track of like trying to get it sponsored by like Puma and Adidas and Nike and stuff. And, you know, I've been rejected 3 or 4 times by Puma, but they keep saying, I'll keep sending them, man. And so it's been a weird road, I guess, because I wasn't expecting to be doing this. And I understand with everything going on, everything's slowed down, so have I, but I crave that feeling of opening that email up just to have Puma say no, and then me basically copying and writing that email, pasting that email again, and changing up 4 letters, adding a paragraph. I almost look forward to that, because that means I'm making noise somewhere.
Totally, man. It sounds to me like you care deeply about sharing a very special moment with others.
Yeah, like I said before, man, all we got is our smiles and stories.
Right? And with those stories you share with people, there's something special about being part of a pact. And that's something that you gloriously get the experience of doing when you're in basketball, as you said, especially when you win. Why is that so important to you? Especially when you look at maybe deep down in your past, in your life, think about your life outside of what it would be like without basketball, or what friendships might have felt like, the idea of making friendships. You know, why is associating that love for being part of a pack with basketball so important for you?
Brotherhood. It's easy. I don't have any brothers. I've got sisters. Got 7 or 8 sisters. I don't know, but I got that many.
Actually?
Yeah, legit. Facts.
So 7.5, you just...
Got count. Hang on. 4. I got 7 sisters.
Wow.
I'm the only boy and the oldest.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like be around dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple way of putting
That's
it.
fair.
But no, it's just like, I like that feeling. I like that feeling of just like that bond that it creates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it keeps you sharp too, keeps you honest and loyal, especially when if they're true guys, they'll keep you on your toes and keep you honest.
What makes you get up every morning?
My kid, basically, knowing that actually my kid and something else, knowing that someone else is outworking me at this very moment.
And who's that?
I don't know. Next guy up.
Totally, brother. Outside of everything that we've shared and connecting on a deeper level with your past and making the connection to the championships, is there anything else you feel like you'd care to share at this moment regarding that long pause and that long break that you had prior to jumping back in?
Not much, man. I try not to like dwell on that area or whatever. The past. I mean, my car doesn't have reverse. Just gotta keep going forward. There's no point in looking back.
Totally, man. And that's why I want to acknowledge you for the ability and realizing that you are clearly a person that is a showcase of one where no matter how long it's been since you've been gone from something you once loved, that love for that something can come back.
Mm-hmm.
And it can take you back to a place that you were filled with so much joy and so much excitement and like so much energy despite your age, and then taking that and winning one of the greatest and biggest championships that one can attain. So that's huge.
Well, thank you, man.
No problem, brother. That's episode 3.